Claude just changed freelancing forever. Before AI tools like Claude and ChatGPT, only a small percent of people had the skill and the time to start a freelancing business on the side. But now anyone can pick up Claude, start a freelancing business to make some money on the side, and even replace their day job. So today, I'm going to walk you through the 3 freelance services you can start today. These services can be delivered in less than an hour, so anyone can do them in their free time. Let's start with the one that has the most potential to make you consistent money every month. Right now, 74% of buyers research a brand on social media before they ever buy. So if a business isn't posting, it basically doesn't exist. The social media format that gets businesses the best results is carousels. On LinkedIn, carousels get 278% more engagement than a text post. On Instagram, they get 24% more engagement than a single image. Every coach, consultant, and personal brand knows they need to be posting this kind of content to get more clients. The problem is that most of them don't have the time or the energy to design and create these every week, but they'll happily pay someone to do it. And since they need new content every single week, you could bill 5 to 10 businesses every month for this simple service. You just design and create these carousels for them every week. A typical monthly package looks like 12 carousel posts, and you can charge anywhere from $300 to $1,000 for it. If you go on Fiverr or Upwork, you'll find brands hiring carousel designers right now. So the market is there, and there are only few people taking advantage of this. Now here's how you can start. First, pick one type of business. It could be coaches, local businesses, or personal brands. Then build a sample 10-slide carousel in that niche so people could see what you'd make for them. Second, when you apply for a project and send a DM to a personal brand on Instagram, don't sell design. Sell the result. Write something like, I'll handle all your carousel content for the month so you never stare at a blank feed again while you continue to grow your followers. You're basically selling them their time back and more revenue for their business. Third, use Claude to do the thinking and Gamma to do the design. Take a brand's existing posts and a couple of top competitor carousels, drop them into Claude, and just type, analyze this brand's voice and these top performing carousels. Give me 5 carousel ideas, and for each one, write the slide by slide copy. No more than 40 words a slide, 1 idea per slide, and a strong hook on slide 1. For each one, give me the instructions to recreate the layout and style using Gamma. Claude will give you the text and design instructions so you can start testing the formats that are already working. Then you go into Gamma's graphic tool, attach the instructions Claude gave you, and the references you got, and the topic for the post. And you'll get something like this. Then you just export it as a PDF or a PNG for LinkedIn and Instagram. Then you just repeat the process for each client in Carousel to create a whole month of content in just one afternoon. Then you send the first batch, ask if they want to post every week, and pitch the monthly deal. In terms of price, a single carousel like this can sell for around $100 to $250. And at roughly $200 each, 10 carousels in a month is about $2,000. That's your starting point while you build proof and reviews. With time and more expertise, you can start charging $1,000 each month. So if you get 5 clients, that's $5,000 extra every month. Now, the next product is something that already had big demand, but in these past years, it has grown even more. Claude and tools just like it created a wave of new founders creating agencies, software, and apps, and almost every one of them needs to raise money. Around 89% of investors expect a pitch deck before they'll even take a meeting. So it's something that every single company needs if they want to grow, because it's the one thing standing between the founder and thousands or even millions of dollars in funding. And here's where you can get in. Most founders are doing hundreds of tasks at the same time, so it's pretty hard for them to find the time to do it. Also, most of these founders aren't designers, and they don't have the time to build it, but they do have the money to pay someone to do it. Agencies charge anywhere from $3,000 to $15,000 for a single deck, and most startups end up spending $1,000 to $6,000. In the case of freelancers, you can charge between $200 and $500 at the beginning, and after some time, you can charge up to $3,000 if you show that you don't only create pitch decks, but that your decks actually get investors interested. And even if you're just charging $200, if you have 10 clients each month, that's $2,000 for just a few hours of work. Here's a roadmap you can follow. First, set up a free profile on Upwork or Fiverr, and pick one established company. It could be anything, from YouTube to Gamma. The idea is that you choose a company that already exists. Then build 2 or 3 sample decks for 3 companies to create a portfolio. And you can do this without being a designer. Just use Claude to search the best pitch decks and ask it to analyze them. Take great pitch decks like 2009 Airbnb, 2008 Uber Cab, and LinkedIn Series B. Then attach them in Claude and type this. Here are 3 pitch decks that raised millions. Break down the exact slide order, the story arc, and why each slide works. With this, Claude can generate a great structure you could replicate. You can also search for other pitch deck creators on freelancing platforms and look at their portfolio samples. This is a great way to learn because these pitch decks were already approved by a company, so you can see what they're looking for. After Claude knows how to make a great pitch deck, you can ask it to create it on Gamma. Something like, build a Gamma presentation that I'll use as a pitch deck to get investors for Gamma. Use this structure: cover, problem, solution, market, traction, business model, and the ask. Keep the tone confident and investor focused. Or you can ask it to research a specific company with a deep search feature and use that information to build the pitch deck, and after a few minutes you'll have a pitch deck based on other pitch decks that have been proven to work. No, the first draft won't be perfect, but it'll give you 90% of the work done. So you just have to make any changes in layout, visuals, or the information there. That's also easy with Gamma. Just open the presentation inside Gamma and ask the agent for any changes you want. This can be for a specific slide, like changing the images or adding more information to it. You can also make general changes, like changing the theme, changing the tone of all the text to something more professional, or asking it to add new slides with graphics and charts. Once you finish, compare it to your pitch deck reference, and if it looks ready, send it to your client. If they like it, ask for a testimonial. This step is really important for freelancing because it's like a resume that shows that others trusted you. So having just one can help you close clients for the whole month. Now, just like startups and companies need pitch decks to get investors, there's something that personal brands need to get more clients. Nearly every serious brand now needs a lead magnet. This is a downloadable freebie to collect email addresses, and ebooks are one of the top performing formats. The reason businesses give this for free is because they get the lead's email and access to one of the best marketing channels. For every dollar spent on email marketing with a lead magnet, companies see around $44 back. So an ebook isn't just a nice PDF for them, it's something that can turn strangers into sales or clients for their offer. But just like any business owner, they'd rather pay someone else to create this PDF than spend some of their time doing it. So here's where you can use Claude and Gamma to create PDFs that they can use as lead magnets. These could be an ebook, a workbook, a guide, or a mini course. Here's how you can start. First, create a clear offer. Something like a done-for-you lead magnet ebook in 3 days. Then, when you send your pitch or proposal, talk about the results they can get. Say something like, I'll turn your best content into a lead magnet that grows your email list. And then you take your client's raw materials like blog posts, YouTube videos, notes, or call transcripts and add them to a project on Claude. Also, add the branding guidelines and the information about the business audience and offer. This will allow you to attach more documents to Claude's context. Then, you just type, turn the knowledge on this project about whatever your specific topic is into a tight workbook that solves one specific problem for my audience. Keep it under 30 pages, make it actionable, and end each section with one thing the reader can do right now. Then, you use the structure that Claude wrote and ask it to turn it into a branded Gamma document. Then you just have to make some small changes and ensure that everything is written correctly. Finally, you just export it and send it to your client. For this specific service, you could charge $150 to $300 per project. And if you have 6 clients a month, that means that you'll get $1,050 to $1,800 in total. And you don't have to stop at ebooks for each client. Once they see your best work, you can ask them if they want a bundle for their brand. Something that includes assets like branded designs, a matching workbook, and Amazon formatting. That can turn a $300 job into an $800 job. The best part is that you can still use Gamma to create all those assets. There's also the option to turn one project into a reoccurring job. Coaches and course creators always need fresh lead magnets to get more subscribers to their email list. So offer them one new lead magnet a month as part of an ongoing deal if they liked the first one. That way, you can have a consistent amount each month. And to make the negotiation easier, you can offer them a discount per asset to make it sound like something they should get. So you can start any of these freelance services and make some money on the side today. You just saw how simple it is to get started with these assets. But to actually stand out and become a freelancer who doesn't have to worry about clients, you need to become a master of your tools. Just like a carpenter or a blacksmith gets paid to use the tools that they mastered. And in this case, Gamma is a tool that you need to study. Because if you know how to use it, it can turn something decent into something that someone would pay thousands for. I made this video where I go through everything you need to know about Gamma. So go watch it, and I'll see you in the next one.